Welcome to this week's South of King's Landing, here to discuss the penultimate episode. We're joined, first time on the show, Nicholas Pryor.
This isn't Viewing Gods. Family. Where am I?
This is not, yeah, exactly. Hasn't been on the TV talk show since we did Viewing Gods together. South of King's Landing, everyone else on Explosion Network decided that they like Game of Thrones and they want to talk about it, so they kicked Nick off. He's crawled back. He's like, I want to talk about the penultimate episode. All right, there's a lot going on in the episode. So if you haven't watched South of King's Landing before, we're going to run through the episode's events from start to finish. We're not going to talk about the thing that happens at the end straight away. We're going to get to it by talking about all the things that happen beforehand first. But there's a lot. I believe I have the most notes for this episode of any episode we've done so far. So let's fucking get into it. So we start at Beyond the Wall, where we left off last episode. Everyone, there's a lot of walking that's going to happen. Happen
simulator.
In this. Basically they keep the first couple cuts back and forth, and whenever they come back to Beyond the Wall and then walking, it is literally like a different character having an interaction with a different character.
Yeah.
So the first time we basically get Gendry and Jon talking, or kind of, then Gendry's talking to the Brotherhood about them
having a
sook, and then the Hound's like, stop having a sook, I see your lips moving, you're bitching or whatever. It's pretty funny. Hound's on fire this episode.
The Hound's the best character of the whole show.
He is, he pretty much is. And then Jon tries to get rid of his sword that he got from Mormont, tries to give it back to Jorah Mormont. He says, no, I banned my family's name, blah, blah, blah.
I find it funny that he had the opportunity to give it back to the family with Lyanna Mormont, the little girl.
Yeah.
Oh, no, but she's a girl. She can't have the sword.
That's how this show works, isn't it? So he doesn't give a shit. He's like, I'll just wait until the one who abandoned his family comes back, and then I'll try and give it to him.
Try to take slaves, and my dad tried to kill.
Yeah. So, but I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense. None of this is really important, I don't think. I mean, Gendry confronting the Brotherhood was a cool scene there for the Hound, but other than that, nothing. We go back over to Arya and Sansa. Arya confronts Sansa over the ladder that she got last season. Just basically is like, why'd you write this? You had a choice. Like, she's like, Sansa's like, they forced me to. She's like, well, they didn't like cut your hand off and like do this. Like, I would have never done that. She's like, you don't know what it was like. And then Arya's like, you don't know what it was like for me. And then they have kind of like a sister off about who had it worse after the thing. They don't like start yelling like, well, I got raped by this person, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I was fucking blind, like blah, 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 blah. I had to marry Joffrey, blah, blah. But they're kind of just having like who had it worse off situation.
The whole interactions between the two, it just seems so off to me.
Weird now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't mind it at first. I was like, oh, it kind of makes sense that they would be a bit weird because they never really liked each other, and Arya's obviously a way different person now, Sansa's a different person. So at first I kind of was like, oh, it makes sense, but I figured they would have warmed up, and I thought this whole setup with Littlefinger was going to get played off very quickly, and would just kind of then be like, they'd have a bit of a row, like da-da-da, and then just one of them would be like, Littlefinger's playing us, or like, it's probably him. But they're like, instead she's just like, oh, this is what Cersei wants. But it's like, well, Cersei didn't cause this to happen, so think more inside the box. Who would be setting this up? And
exactly,
neither of them fucking click onto it. So who knows? We shoot back to across the Beyond the Wall. Bunch more scenes of the Hound being funny, basically.
Saying
Ginger,
cunt.
Hey?
Saying cunt.
Yes, saying cunt a lot, which is always great. He says it a couple times this episode. Ginger says he likes dick. I can never remember the what's the ginger beard dude's name? Tormund, thank you.
Tormund Giantsbane.
Thank you. He has quite a funny line because he talks about liking dick at one stage, and the Hound kind of just looks at him like he's a weirdo, even though he's like just fucking with him.
He didn't know the word for dick.
Yeah, he didn't know what he's like, I like dick. And the Hound's like, what are you? Okay, you weirdo. And he's like, I've got a woman waiting for me back, and he starts describing Brienne of Tarth. Of course, then the Hound's like, do you mean Brienne of fucking Tarth? And he's like, yeah, lovely Louis. He's like, and then the Hound's kind of just like, fuck her, like...
Yeah, she's like, she gives you a stare like she'll cut your guts out and eat them or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you do know her.
There's a lot of scenes in this episode, a lot of them that feel like fan servicey, and this is one of them because
very much so.
It's like the internet went crazy over those two, and now they have this whole thing happening.
All your favourite characters are together fighting everything that they want you to fight.
Yeah, and we're all going to have a scene where they talk to each other and have inside jokes that the internet likes, and these sorts of things. I mean, that is basically what this episode boils down to at some point. So he starts talking about, John discusses Lord of Light of the Brotherhood, about like how they both die, come back, blah, blah, blah. The Hound then comes in with the great line about he's met many lords, they're all fucking cunts. But, you know, like... yeah, so why should this one be any different? Just that the Hound comes in at the right second every single time just to kind of be like... You guys are talking shit, so I'm kind of over it. Crossing across to Dany and Tyrion, they discuss the love life of Jon, which I'm kind of... Jack spat it with me last week because I was like... I don't think Dany's staring at her lovingly, like he wants to fuck her, and Jack was like 100% like Dany's staring at Jon like he wants to fuck her. And I mean, I still don't think she was staring at him like he wants to fuck her. No, I think that only like starts in this episode, like the idea of it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can see when we get to the end, it changes to be like.
When we get to the end, she has it. Yeah, she's having different feelings towards him. Yeah. I don't think in the last episode or a couple episodes she was looking at him like that. No, but that's so now we're getting towards, once again, another internet crazy theory that people love is the idea of those two being together, and we'll get to that a bit later. But yeah, I mean, it's just more fucking incest. Then they start talking about the ups and downs of the Lannister meeting that's going to be happening, of course, and the succession of the crown, which, I mean, Tyrion's doing all the right things. He's like, we got to discuss this better, blah, blah, blah. Like, they'll try to fuck you. We got to be prepared, like, to fuck them back if my sister tries to screw you over. He's like, you nearly died the other day. Like, what happens if you die? He's like, I believe in what you're doing. We need to, like, be able to continue it even if you die. And she's kind of just like, nah, like, deal with it once.
I think she, in her mind, she's thinking, oh, Tyrion wants to take over when I'm gone.
I mean, possibly, but if she's thinking that, then why would you pick him to be your hand if you can't trust him like that? So, I mean, that's just a silly move on her part. She's making a lot of silly, weird decisions.
And the fact that she can't have children is a myth. Oh, not so a myth, but it might be.
It's not confirmed.
No, because...
like a misdirection or something?
Yeah, the first time she rides a dragon in the book, there's a line that says... her womb starts flowing or something after it hasn't flowed for a long time. So, yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, so we'll have incest babies between her and Jon later, I suppose.
Definitely.
That's just what's going to happen. It is Game of Thrones, that's correct. Back to Beyond the Wall for the next brohood scene. They're talking for a while, then all of a sudden the fucking bear comes out of nowhere, or polar bear, or whatever the fuck it was. But it's a dead one. It's a dead one. It's got giant blue eyes. I was watching it. So it's an alright scene, but I mean, I was like, okay, so they set up. The scene is basically 5 minutes to set up what happens later with the dragon.
Yeah,
but we already knew. I'm pretty sure we already know like that this is a thing he can do. Like we didn't really need. It's just like a reminder scene. Like don't forget, like he can like take them over.
Did he? Look, I don't remember ever seeing it in the show before.
I don't know. Or maybe in my mind, I just assume, like, on the upgrade scale, like if it's an RPG, if you can do humans or undead, bring them back as things, you can do animals because that's lower tier on your mind. So, I mean...
Something that doesn't make sense to me, that they have that sled and it's full of everything, and they had crates of stuff they unloaded last episode when they first got there. Why are they not fucking like head to toe covered in dragon glass armor and dragon glass weapons and shit?
Yeah, this is something else. This is something else, and I could just presume that because they hadn't mined enough and like had time to turn it into weapons, or something.
You take as much as you can fucking carry.
This is true. It's so funny, like Game of Thrones with its time, especially this season, has just been willy-nilly doing what it wants depending on the situation. It's like, we can have a character travel across the whole fucking continent, do 6 loops, come back. The White Walkers have moved like an inch on the map in that time. Someone's traveled all around Westeros. And then they can also be like, they can travel from here up to the wall, go walk along the wall. However, whatever else has happened, and they haven't managed to turn any of that dragon glass into weapons or shields or anything in that time. So it's literally the show's creators, and this is one of the problems with this season, is they're trying to so fast to reach the finish line at such a fast rate that it's just like, we'll speed up these events so they don't make sense, but then they don't match up other events. So it's like, well, if this is moving so fast, then surely they would have made weapons and shit by now. But no, they haven't.
Poor Sam hasn't unlocked the teleport ability yet.
Yeah, poor Sam's actually just taking his fucking time. Some characters just fucking zip zap across the map. Other ones just
fast travel,
do whatever they want. Yeah, fast travel. Some people haven't unlocked fast travel yet. You gotta go to the shop dealer and buy the special.
No, you gotta buy the microtransaction to unlock it.
Oh, I gotta buy.
Sam's a maester. He doesn't have any money.
So the only cool scene with the bear scene is you get to see the Hound kind of freaking out a little bit, which I always find kind of interesting because he's like a cool character.
Yeah,
he's like
I like
thing with fires still interesting.
I like he doesn't get over his things. Like there's characters in there that just can't get over their issues.
Like he has a legit issue. He doesn't like stare at the fire and then just like suddenly just like, oh, it's fine, I've got over it all of a sudden. The moment to it's like a crippling fear of his, like an actual crippling fear, which makes sense. I like how they've always kept that. I like how the Brotherhood dude as well, fucking badass, just like stick the fire on me, I'll be right. Like, give me the drink, skull, whatever the strongest fuck shit he was drinking, and then just zap seal those wounds up. Badass.
I love it how nobody fucking mentions, oh, you two have flaming swords. Where the fuck did you get them from?
Yeah, I know. It's just the Brotherhood. I don't know. I always imagine, like, if in the books they reach this same scene, it's like, where's Lady Stoneheart? Is she coming with them beyond the wall? Or, like, what's the dealio with that? But that's, like, a separate book to TV topic, I think. So going back to Sansa, she talks with Littlefinger. Littlefinger's kind of like, oh, really? She found a note. Where did she get that? That's interesting. I'm like, you little fucking asshole. And then he like, just inputs the idea of like, well, Brienne the Tough is like sworn duty to both of you. Surely if the other one was planning to kill you, she would have to like maybe kill the other one. Like that kind of Littlefinger being Littlefinger. And then, I don't know, guy's just a dick, so it doesn't matter. We go back to Beyond the Wall. They've finally found the couple. They see some. They're like, "Where's the rest of them?" There's a couple. There's a White Walker. There's a couple zombies or whatever the fuck they call them in this show. They don't call them zombies.
Yeah, let's ambush this little scouting party that's ahead and not look around to see the fucking whole rest of the army is nearby.
It doesn't make any sense because he literally says it because he sees them all. If you're watching a show and you're not an idiot, you're like, right. I've played a war video game or some shit in my life. Like you're like scouting party. I watched Lord of the Rings. Like even it's like scouting party.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, and then the other guy goes, well, if we wait around long enough, we'll see where the rest is. Cut scene. Charge! What the fuck happened there, guys? Like, didn't you just say you was going to wait around and see where the rest are? No, you waited until they got a couple minutes up the road and decided, nah, fuck it, it's all right. We'll just go. Why not?
YOLO.
It's so many dumb YOLO decisions this season. That was a really stupid scene to me because
it's for me the whole last half of the episode, especially North of the Wall, just feels so forced and out of place. Like all the rest of the action and big set pieces just feel naturally fit into the story. Where for this, it feels like they've written it to get that reaction.
Oh, they're so rushed this season.
To force spoilers for future in the episode, Daddy to come up there and do all this shit.
Yeah. I still feel like you could reach these moments, like Danny coming and stuff. It's just like, you could have reached it logically, spent more time. It really is just the rush of this season. Yeah. And I presume the rush of next season as well. It's like they're just 100 miles an hour. No time to like spend an episode of them like following like if we had more seasons, like they would have spent an episode just following that scouting party or something like that, tracked them out or something like.
What I don't understand is
go.
Why is the season shorter? Do you know why?
Budget reasons,
surely
I believe.
It's still the biggest fucking TV show on the planet. It's making the most money out of every show ever. You'd think they'd take their time, especially...
Well, when it announced it, it made sense because I was like, oh, it'll be like a couple episodes less. The episodes will be longer, but they're all going to be like really epic episodes with more money put into them. Which on paper, you're like, that makes sense. Yeah. But now watching this season, I'm like, it's going too fast. I would have much preferred a less money, splitted the money, and made a couple more seasons. Gone to fucking even 8, even like 9. No, just go 10 seasons. Just do the full 10 seasons and spend the amount of time. Because the way this season's going, I mean, it's fine, but I mean, this is the penultimate episode, and I'm a bit like, it's too fast. Like I knew it was going to be faster, but it is too fucking.
It is faster.
So.
It's also it feels weird too because it's going fast, but it also feels like not much has happened.
Yeah, it's really weird. All right, so they ambush the fucking dudes. John takes out the long-haired White Walker dude that we've seen before. The rest of them go down. They manage to capture one of the zombies, and then of course,
all the rest of the zombies die, but that one stays alive.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either. Well, this one was more... this is another thing. The logic in Game of Thrones has, time warping, and the logic is kind of just whatever the writers want it to be at this point. It's like whatever suits the plot. It's not what makes...
It does a disservice to what Game of Thrones has been. I think now that they've gone off script...
We'll discuss more...
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to discuss more of this when the season's over, but it is a problem. All right, so they I'll just read out my notes as I go because this is what happens. They manage to trap one. He screams for help, but oh fuck yeah, here's the rest of the way. Who'd have thought? GTFO. Ice is breaking around them. They have no choice but to run across it. They are surrounded. The ice starts to break as the dead surround them. They are fucked. Gendry falls and passes out in front of the wall. I forgot to note in. They send Gendry off to send a raven, but Gendry warp travels around the wall there to get there super fast somehow. Thoros dies. I think that's his name, Thoros or something like that. Well, the one who brings the wizard who brings back the other Brotherhood dude who got hit by the polar bear before. So the main Brotherhood dude with the eye patch won't be coming back to life anytime soon again. The Night King eyes him off from across the thing. The ice will freeze over soon, and then they're basically fucked. And then we cut back to Sansa. So Sansa receives a scroll. It's an invitation to King's Landing.
Yep.
She's going to send Brienne. Sansa's like, fuck off, I can look after myself. Brienne go do thing. Brienne's like, Pod can stay and help you. She's like, no, I can handle myself. I need you to go in my place. Pod, is that a real thing?
Yeah.
My goodness. Oh. So what we're going to have, as we see in the preview for next episode, I didn't see Brienne there. I presume she's going to be there, but we're going to have the big meeting. Jon's there, whoever else is there, Dany, Tyrion, and we're going to have no Sansa, which is
the most expensive scene for all the actors in one place.
All the actors in one place where they had to pay them 3 times more to put up with each other or something.
Yeah.
Cut to Dany. She's over in Dragons, whatever the fuck it's got, land.
Dragonstone.
She's like Dragonstone. She's got the scroll from Gendry, who in the time they've been sitting on this rock. It's so silly. In the time Jon and Co have been sitting on the rock, Gendry has
a raven is
teleported.
Yeah.
A raven,
the most awkward run you've ever seen.
A raven teleports from the wall to dragons.
And she got an outfit purposely made up in white for her winter, her winter
which
mission.
Does look very cool in the scene. It looks very cool on screen in the scene. She teleported to a place to get that clothing made, and then teleported back, and then teleported her dragons just in time in a moment to save Jon and Co. A lot of fucking teleporting happening. So Tyrion shouts out, "No more teleporting! It's making the show really hard to keep up with."
Tyrion, the voice of reason.
But the voice of reason. But no, Tyrion's just kind of like, you shouldn't go. It's a bad idea. Like, you got to stop risking yourself and stuff like this. All right, so now let's get down to we finally get to the crux of this episode. We go back to the Beyond the Wall, and we get to the
before we
kind of
get
fun
there
rundown here.
When the Sansa finds all the faces?
After this.
Oh, okay, sorry. I got my timeline mixed up.
Yep.
Go on.
Yep. Go on.
So,
Hound chucks a rock at one of the zombies, hits the zombie. It's quite a funny scene. I actually laughed out loud when it hit him and the zombie looked sideways, and then laughed out loud even harder when the hound then goes, "Dumb cunt." Then he proceeds to throw another rock, which doesn't quite go far enough, bounces across the ice, reveals that the river, the lake is now frozen over again. The zombie looks down, realizes he can walk and starts walking. The hound now goes, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah,
he's so fun. He's so good. All right, so this is they kind of just begin an epic stand battle scene here.
Yeah.
They start coming in from all sides. The hound. I quite like enjoy seeing the hound. Yeah, basically, I like seeing the hound with the hammer. That's quite enjoyable. He's using Gendry's hammer rather than a sword. I was like, that kind of suits him a lot more. I like seeing him singing that around. Now, the sword fight and stuff I actually quite like they had a couple good swinging, like Avengers like shots of them. Yeah, the camera like swinging around them all and stuff like that. And it was pretty cool. The music that kicks in when it starts going is a good piece. I was like, oh, there's got a good piece of music that I don't think was a repeat of a scene song from a different thing. They usually repeat a lot of the same music in the show or just like change it up slightly, but I think that was a new piece just for this, which was good. So my notes read, they're doing their fighting as much as they can. They're hitting back the walkers as they're coming. They're overrun. They're backed up to the top of the rock. Men are going down. Random men that we don't know names of because there was like 5-6 of a random Eskimos there or whatever the fuck
like the red shirts. They're the sled shirts. They're just there to die.
Yeah, they're just there to die, basically. At one stage, like, one just falls over the edge and John looks at him and I'm like, was that somebody I'm supposed to know? And I was like, no, it's not. I don't care. Like, I have no idea who he was. Later. So, Ginger, who we've now known, what's his name again? I can never remember.
Tormund.
Tormund nearly gets fucked, though, which I thought that was actually going to kill him. And I was kind of like,
too.
Yeah, do it. Like, do it. Like, this is Game of Thrones. You haven't, like, this is the difference between old Game of Thrones and new Game of Thrones. Is that I swear 2 years ago, he would have just fucking died.
Yeah.
Like, he would have died then.
Yeah. But then you want to get the final scene of the whole series of Brienne and Tormund kissing.
Oh, for fuck's sake. It does, scenes like that where I'm like, he's fucked. He's going down. It's going to annoy me. It's sad, but this is Game of Thrones, like characters die that you like, and then he gets saved. I was like, okay, sure. But I swear, like years ago, they would have just been like, he's dead. Yeah, and especially if this was straight up, like ripped out of the books, them not writing it the way they want to now. George probably fucking kills him. Surely. George is like, and he fucking gets ripped into the lake. You know, he has his like, I thought he had like his knife up to his throat. Yeah, he was just going to slit his own. He was just going to slit his own neck instead of like going down. I was like, oh, fuck yes, do that. Like that's dark as fuck, but that's very Game of Thrones. Like
I think they've written themselves into the corner with him because they haven't set up any other wildling character to take his place as the wildling representation.
I suppose, yeah, it's just one of those moments where I was like, why? Yeah. And then they're fucked. They're surrounded on the rock. Everyone's around them. And then dragons show up because, of course, they did. We only knew the dragons were coming, which made the scene kind of like it's just like a scene of waiting for them to show up. I was like, maybe someone dies. Like that's why I was like, Tormund might die because I'm like, just kill off one character while they're. Yeah. So there's a loss as you need to like one or two characters just to die here as they're waiting. Like if they all get saved, it seemed too non-eventful. Like they killed off the one random Brotherhood dude who no one's like attached to, and then they killed off like 8 random characters we have no name for, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Really? That's it? That's a bit disappointing.
There was no significance.
So there was no significance in it. Yeah, it just doesn't feel in tone with the show. Like, the show has always been more like scenes like that. It's like people are going to die. Like,
yeah.
it would have been like John's the only character that gets out. I would have been like, that's everyone fucking dies. I
would
still
have been
like,
very
that sucks.
upset.
Like, a lot of characters are like that. If the Hound dies and stuff like that, I would have been upset. But it's still just like,
I would have been out.
it's just like Game of Thrones though. Like, that's what you come to expect. But the thing is, I'm coming less to expect that. Now I'm at the stage kind of watching it like it's any other random TV show where I'm like, they'll all survive. Like, that's not going to happen. So of course the dragons show up at the last minute. Because of fucking course they do. But then they're killing a bunch of them. They're coming down. Night King gets handed a spear.
Yep. Olympic gold javelinist.
My notes now read as this, which is kind of telling for later. Night King throws spear into dragon. This is going to be a zombie dragon now. But please no. ... It sinks into lake. Okay, maybe no zombie dragon. And then we'll come back to that a little bit later. John is then basically goes crazy. He's like trying to, I don't know what he's really trying to do. I was really confused about his whole
I think he was like
man mission.
He was on it because
I'll keep him back while everyone gets on.
No, I think he was going specifically for the Night King because remember how they were, him and the one-eyed dude were having the conversation earlier saying this is why the White Boy's back, and he doesn't want to be alive. He's like previously like he said, if I die,
John's on a one-way mission. Yeah,
he is.
John has always seemed like he's on a. His mission is to get rid of the White Walkers, and then after that he can just die.
Yeah, because they said,
and he's quite happy.
Yeah, they were setting it up like the Night King created all of these. If we take
so if you kill him,
they should all die. Yeah,
they should all die. Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah,
and it's probably how it does work. I suppose it would make sense. John. Everyone else gets on the dragon.
Yeah.
There's this one cool scene where John goes to reach up, and I was like, oh, maybe he'll be the only person the dragon lets. Drogon lets ride on him as well or something like that, and I was like, oh, that would be like telling towards his like lineage and stuff. But then it's just like, no, everyone else piles on. John's going crazy. John gets tackled into the lake by a bunch of people. He starts he realizes that Night King's about to get past the spear. Starts telling Dany to fuck off, go, gets tackled into the lake. She sees him go down, sees the spear, realizes, takes off. Fucking Drogon flies up. Now, where's my exact note? Dany takes off. Night King throws like a fucking Olympic champ, but misses just as Drogo does a fucking barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll, Drogo. So that's they managed to escape with only one dragon going down. I'm not sure which dragon it is. We only know the name of the one dragon. I mean, I know there's three names, but I can't look at them on.
It was Viserys, the one named after a brother.
Okay. Because it's like you look at them.
I think it's called. Yeah.
I could never look at them and be like, that's that dragon, that's that dragon. All I know is that Drogon's the one that she always rides.
Hashtag fake fan.
Sorry, I know. I don't know. So they have one dragon's down. They have proof at least, but then Jon is not dead because, of course, he's not. He climbs out of the river, the lake. For some reason, he just decides, instead of sitting there for a moment where he climbs out to just gather his breath for a second and wait for the zombies and just the White Walkers to walk away, he's like, no, fuck it. I'll just go walk back over to the rock where I just was.
Yeah.
where they just walk past, not quietly or anything. I might just shuffle along for some weird reason.
Yeah,
And then
I thought
when
he was
sees
pretending
them
to
all
be a
start
zombie.
yeah, I have no fucking idea. I was like, why did you do that? Like, are you starting... The amount of dumb decisions these characters are making lately, I'm just like, why? Like
Yeah.
you can see them.
Definitely.
There's no way he could see them off in the distance, and for some reason he was just like, oh no, they surely would be like 10 miles up the road by now. I was under the lake for a good 60 seconds maybe. Like, they're fucking fast. I've watched plenty of zombie movies. They go really fast. No, you only watched the Robert Rodriguez remake Dawn of the Dead where zombies are fast. We're talking George A. Romero zombies here, Jon Snow, and they're fucking shuffling along.
Don't forget that you've forgotten everything you know about them and how fast they move.
Yeah, somehow he's like, I know so much about them. I've very trained to blah blah blah. You don't know fucking shit, Jon Snow. Hey, got the fucking pun in. So he stands up ready for fight for one last minute, and then fucking old mate Benjen runs in with this cool whippy chain fire thing. I'm not actually sure what to call that thing, but it's cool every time I see him use it. Now this scene,
where were you
ridiculous.
5 minutes ago, Benjen?
I want to call out that I didn't say it on the show last week, but after the show, I did say in our Explosion Network chat, I was like, I think Benjen might show up in next week's episode. So got him. Benjen just shows up. He must have been on the cliff, like watching something, and like, I'll go down and help now. Now now's
my chance. There's not much of him
Game
left.
of Thrones. Yeah, this is the Game of Thrones equivalent of the Titanic scene, is what this is. Benjen gets off the horse. He's now replace. What's the girl's name? It's Jack, and whatever the fucking other character in the Titanic movie is. So Jack is Benjen.
Yeah.
Okay. Jon Snow is the girl. Benjen gets off the horse. He says, "Jon, get on the horse." He gets on the horse. Then he says, "Just go." And Jon says, "No, you come." He says, "No, there's no time." To which I said, "That's a fucking horse. You could have stayed on the horse. Jon could have gone on the back of the horse. You could have just taken the fuck off. Instead, you got off the horse, said get on the horse. He got on the horse. You then proceeded there's no time to get on the horse. In the time you said there's no time to get on the horse, you could have got on the fucking horse and you both could have left. You're a fuckhead. This was a stupid scene for no reason other than to kill off Benjen in some kind of like we didn't kill any of the characters you like, but we remember we had Uncle Benjen out there, so we'll bring him back in just to die. It is literally the Titanic scene where he's like fucking there's not much room on here apart from enough for 6 people, Jack. But you drown, right? You're fine. This was a fucking stupid scene. I couldn't. I was like, really? This is bad. I got cool whip thing though, Benjen. Pity you're apparently too fat to fit on a fucking horse from Jon Snow. Cut across the wall. Back in the wall, the Hound is getting ready with the boat to take off. Brotherhood dude's like, maybe see you again or something. He's like, no fucking hope not. Like, the Hound is the best part of this episode, as far as I'm concerned.
He's the best part of the show.
He's quite possibly the best part of the show as well. Danny's standing on top of the wall of Jorah looking for Jon. At first I was like, is she waiting for a dragon to come back? And I was like, oh no, she's waiting for Jon. She's just like, oh, he'll crawl out of that lake. Somehow teleport his way across the map like any other character in the show does. We've all got teleport powers this season. And she's about to leave, of course.
And who should show up?
And she turns. And who should...
The horns are blowing. Open the gate.
Open the gate. It's Jon Snow. He's alive. He managed to get there by teleporting or something. I don't really fucking know. They take him aboard the boat.
They get him through the wall, onto the boat, on the other side, all the while he's frozen stiff in those clothes. They couldn't have, stripped him down earlier.
They put him into the bed. Yeah. They put him into the bed in his freezing wet clothes to soak his sheets and then proceed to take them off in a scene which sole purpose is to have Danny look at him, not like she wants to fuck him, which I believe is what everyone else on the network would be saying, like, oh, she wants to fuck him. She's staring at his scars, finally understanding the kind of person she is, and also thinking about the thing she heard about him getting stabbed through the heart and whatever else.
Oh, you have a knife wound straight over your heart.
Yeah. You have several, look at these knife wounds. Like, that's all that scene was to me. I wasn't like, she's like, oh, I want to fucking, fuck this dude right now. So, now we get to Sansa's scene. So, the one you want to talk about.
Oh, was it at the end? I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless I went full weirdo and like wrote these in a weird list, but Sansa's exploring Arya's room, looks under the
Yep.
bed like you do, finds a bunch of masks,
Finds out
Arya walks
Halloween
in like
costumes.
finds out Halloween costumes. Yeah. Arya walks in, kind of like, "Oh, hello, little sister. What are you up to? Are you having a great time searching for my room?" And then does a whole charade about like she could cut her face off, wear it, and just
Yeah.
basically rule, and no one will ever know if she killed her. All right, so it's a weird scene. I'm not sure how I feel about this.
I want to
Arya
say
scene.
something
I was
because
like very much
she goes, yeah, she goes, oh, when I was training as a faceless man, we played this game where we learned how
yes,
to
yeah.
tell people we're lying. Why can she tell when she's lying during this game, but she can't tell that she's telling the truth about being forced to write that letter?
the letter.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Good point.
It's fucking
Good
stupid.
point. I didn't actually pick up. I didn't pick up on that. I was a big. I've been. If you've watched all of South of King's Landing, I've been a big Arya supporter. I've always been a fan of Arya. However, this episode, I'm like, what is going on? What? What?
Have you lost your marbles?
What is going on? Like, you've officially lost it, and I don't understand like what even is your character arc at this point? Like,
Yeah.
what's this? Is it still the build up to them like becoming friends again and turning on Littlefinger, or is it literally she's got? I don't even understand. And she talks like such a weirdo, and like,
Yeah.
At first I was like, Bran's the only one that's gone full creepy in the family, but apparently it's like Bran and Arya are going to be like sitting in arms later, just like mumbling, fucking I'm the three-eyed raven, and I'm a nobody man, a faceless man, and Sansa's going to walk in and just be like, my whole family's fucked. Like,
Yeah, you think Bran could have said,
I'm Jon Snow, I came back to life.
John, don't go north of the wall. You're gonna everyone's gonna die. The dragon's gonna die. It's gonna fuck everybody. Just maybe just don't go up there.
Yeah, it's a bad idea, so maybe you shouldn't do that. But no, that's not what happens. I don't know what to say about this whole mask scene. I don't understand what's setting up, because I'm like, what does this lead to in the final episode? I'm like, okay, so next episode we're going to have the whole meeting. A lot of stuff's going to go down in King's Landing. Presumably, Cersei's probably going to die, I presume, or something's going to go down, or maybe maybe Dany dies, or Jon dies, or something has to happen there, and that's going to be the majority of the episode. But I'm like, what's the resolution to this Arya Sansa thing going on? Like, yeah. I don't understand its purpose. So back on the boat, Jon wakes up, Dany's waiting for him, kind of just like, hey, how you going? Then they have this like scene where they kind of hold hands, and see, this is what I mean about this whole like this. I wasn't really on board with the whole Dany Jon love story stuff, but I'm still at the point where until this moment, until she'd been sitting there kind of just looking at him, in the time that he was asleep on that boat, she was staring at him, and that's when she's kind of like just like realizing she actually has like maybe feelings towards him. I do not believe in the last several episodes she was looking at him like, oh, like the fuck that piece of ass. Because she's in such work mode. She's always 100% on. And the only time we've ever seen her break from her mind not being, the only time you don't see her in full like queen mode is that one time where she talks to her assistant chick about fucking the
begging
grey dude,
no dick,
and that's the one cool scene where she talks. She kind of has a like girl talk, whatever you want to call it, like normal moment. She kind of breaks her normal queen stuff. So I do not believe for a second any of the other things. She's like, oh, Jon Snow, I'd be great to fuck him. But in the time she was sitting there, like seeing what he did, thinking about him, all this sort of thing. Maybe she's like, oh, maybe I have feelings towards this guy, and it's not like I want to fuck him, but you can tell that she's having some sort of feelings.
And then Jon seemed to found a can of WD-40, and his knees seem to be able to bend now.
It's true, isn't it? Yeah. He's like, all of a sudden, he's like, well, a cold out of a lake. I'm glad now that you came and saved me.
Yeah,
bend the knee, shall I? Like,
I think he had the revelation earlier in the episode when Tormund was telling him, "Oh, Mance Raider was so powerful, and he never bent the knee. And look where it had ended him."
It's still silly. Like when you think back, you're like, okay, so that scene was to set up this scene. That scene was to set up this scene. All these sorts of things. But then it's still just like, really, that one character saying that one line changes his whole like stoic nature of not wanting to bend the knee. Like, it's still just like flick of a switch, no big realization. We don't see like anything. I don't know. It just seems fast to me. And then Jon, of course, regrets the whole plan. He's like, sorry, sorry your dragon died, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks. Maybe we shouldn't have done it. Then
She's
Danny's like,
like,
no, I'm glad you did it, because now she's
I
like,
know.
now I can see that they were real. To which point I was like, maybe you should have just hopped on your dragon, flown around the fucking beyond the wall and had a look for him yourself then. Like, you could have just spotted them on the ground and been like, oh, they're real, and then flown back and been like, John, I just flew over them, did a flyby, drone shot. Yes,
Yeah.
they're real. I'm 100% on board. Like,
But I don't
we really
understand.
needed to go through all that.
Even that interaction doesn't make sense because, now I know they're real. Why did she go up there and take her 3 fucking dragons up there when she didn't believe they were real until she went up
Didn't
there?
believe they were real. Yeah. She's like, John must be lying. They're probably hiding behind a bush about to jump me or something like that. Like, what do you think's like? Why would you? Yeah, if you don't believe, why'd you go? I don't know. So they hold hands again for a moment. Then they kind of like they have like a couple minutes, a second of silence. And then she kind of like flicks off and is, in my mind, it's kind of like her like being like, no time for this.
Yeah.
Like, she starts like feeling something towards John, and then it's very much no, mind's on business, got to concentrate, have no time to get like emotionally attached to anybody at all. So that's her like, no. That's her no
And
moment.
she goes, you need to get your rest. And he does this awful little shuffle and just pretends to go to sleep.
It's really, he's like, you need some rest. And he just like closes his eyes backwards like, I'm sleeping. Oh, the one cool part, the other thing I wrote down was, it's here. Yeah, Danny isn't happy about being called Danny. I write Danny in all my notes. Fuck off, Danny.
Yeah,
so,
fuck off, Danny.
Fuck off, Danny. I call you Danny all fucking day. Back beyond the wall, the final scene of the episode, the big Twitter going crazy moment of the episode, of course, is that where'd they get those chains?
Yeah. they just have them. They just bring these chains along just for this particular occasion.
We've never seen these giant fuck off chains before. However, the White Walkers carry them around in their never ending TARDIS backpack or something, and they pull them out, somehow attach them to the bottom of the lake to the dragon. I don't know how that worked. Attach them to him perfectly to the point they can just kind of fork motion him out of the river. They bring the dragon out. Hello, Drogo, and of course. The Night King walks up and touches his third eye or some shit, and then fucking he's back. Blue eye lights up. We've got ourselves a zombie dragon Drogo, folks, and that's what we're gonna have next episode. So either so presumably I don't really know. I mean, the biggest, most epic thing that could happen next week's episode is, of course, they just fucking fly the dragon straight into King's Landing and burn everyone.
No, they'd freeze everyone. He's a zombie dragon now.
Oh, is that how that works? Okay, I wasn't sure how that's. So
I'm assuming.
I'm not a fan of this episode, to be honest.
No, I was thinking everyone gushing about it from the league, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be amazing." And I saw an image just after the episode was leaked that I thought was going to happen. It was a picture of Jon Snow done up as a White Walker, like he got turned.
Oh, really?
I was like, "Oh fuck, is that going to happen?" That'd be crazy, but no, it didn't happen.
Yeah. That's good,
I've got a theory that I want to put out there.
Go for it.
I got a theory that the Night's King is a warg like Bran, and that's how he's controlling everything.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah, because like when that scene where Bran's got all these ravens flying over the wall, and then
he looks
at him and like disperses them. He's kind of like a more powerful warg than Bran.
Yeah, well, you have to be pretty powerful to. But then he has like the ability. So he has the ability to bring things back to life. So then he's walking in his zombies.
Yeah, that's what.
So he brings the zombie back to the dragon back to life. Yeah,
and he
has two abilities.
That's the theory anyway. Yeah.
Decent theory. So what do you reckon is going to happen next week, quickly before we end the episode?
I don't know, but I reckon it's going to be big because the gap between this season and next season is going to be massive from what they said. Like, it'll be the end of 2018, the earliest it'll be.
Oh, really?
So I reckon they're going to...
Well, they better not leave a stupid fucking cliffhanger.
No, but I reckon it's going to be something big's going to go down for us to keep all the fucking... the hype built up.
Theory is going for a year?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, well, they're going to start building on the prequel series hype as well, I suppose. That's what news stories.
Oh, they're doing a prequel.
Today. Yeah, they're doing a prequel series. Not sure what it's about, but it says it's about a big event that
Robert's
fans should
Rebellion
know from the history of Game of Thrones. So yeah, possibly that or something something along those lines, possibly.
Yeah.
Big question, first time on the show, so you get to answer this question as well. Who do you think is going to end up on the throne?
The Hound.
The fucking hell. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be.
Second.
I hate to spoil it for you.
I don't know. Maybe.
I switched my answer to John last week, so
Maybe.
I'm sticking with it.
I want a subversion, and everyone dies, and the Night's King's on there.
I mean, it's quite
Nobody
possible.
would be accepting. No one would be expecting that.
I'd laugh my fucking ass off if they literally have like the last season where the bomb went off in the church or whatever, and we just wiped out like several main characters.
Yeah.
All at once. There, it's just like they fly the dragon over King's Landing as they're all there, like having their meeting, and Cersei's like, I'm about to reveal my big plan to get Dany. Danny's like, I'm about to reveal my big plan. Dragon flies over, like, bye everyone. All right. Cool. So, Sansa's the start. Good job, everyone. All right, so I can't wait for next week's episode. Next week's is, of course, the finale of Game of Thrones for the season. It has gone very, very fast this year because, of course, it is only a few numbers, and we are time warping all over Westeros' fucking map. It's fantastic.
I love
time
horror.
warping all over the map. Yeah. So I'm really hoping that next week's episode is at least good, because I thought this was a bit of a disappointing episode. A lot of stuff that's cool to watch and it looks cool, but when you like start thinking about it, it kind of all falls apart, and you don't have to think about it too much for it to all suddenly fall apart. So I hope in next week's episode we get something that's just have them talk a bunch. Like, honestly, just have them all get there and just do a big old talkathon like we used to do in Game of Thrones. Let's just have characters being characters, and let's just do something, and then have something cool happen at the end and set up that final season really, really well. Because I think the last season's only seven episodes or something like that.
I think it's less.
Even, so.
We're 7 this season, or
less.
6 or 5 or something like that.
Okay, so then it's probably like it's probably even less. So yeah, it's crazy. So join us again once again. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you make sure you can like the video, comment below. Who do you think is going to be the king or queen of Westeros and all the many lands and stuff like that, and then come back. Fucking torment. And come back next week to find out what we thought of the final episode of Game of Thrones. And then after that, I'll have one more episode of South of King's Landing discussing the entirety of the season. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
There is only one war that matters, and it is here.